First round this time. So Yorick going to be the ban here up against Rascal. And of course, things are definitely going to change. It was very early in the split that we saw this particular matchup. See how things have evolved.
Zoe actually being banned away by Kingzone. And yeah, there's the Ezreal that is banned away as well. Now, the Yorick being banned away as early as it is by DAMWON maybe wants to get the Jace, and I think the Kingzone realizes that as well, bans away the Jace.
And is Kalista going to be banned here, or do Kingzone throw the gauntlet and say that they can actually beat a Kalista lane? We've seen a lot of teams opt into this. Kalista has gone back to that first pick status, but not a lot of teams really wanting to ban her. We saw a few bans yesterday, but not so many in our first series.
Lysandra now being taken off the table. Kingzone, Vladimir is still up, but it's not Nuggery up in top lane. However, still being banned away.
Yeah, and teams have actually fallen into this trap where they leave the Vladimir open and then it gets picked up for Showmaker. As the LeBlanc doesn't have a Zoe to go up against, and that's just going to be the first pick here, but Kingzone must have known that. That is going to guarantee Deft's Kalista and possibly Tucson's Gragas, which is another Kalista delivery system that we've seen work out very well and also does have a bit of extra disengage for the Kingzone comp.
So the Gragas is able to be triflexed here between support, jungle, and top, so maybe they're just keeping their options open until they're waiting to see what DAMWON are going to respond with. But Ashe Tom Kench might be on the agenda.
Yep, that's an easy one. That's the Gen G special, and they are going to lock that one away.
Oh, Yasuo!
And this is actually really cute, because Tucson has been the player on Kingzone that's been playing the Gragas, right? So you'd expect the Kingzone just locked in a bottom lane. Now, they have the duo that honestly smashed Gen G yesterday. It was Score, it was BDD, they were roaming around, Score was serving them up, and BDD was smacking them down. With the last breath, this could certainly be Cousin Pawn to start this one off, and then Tucson can hop onto an Alistar, can hop onto even a Galio. I mean, Galio skipped this, so even if you throw two bans at the Kalista lane, she still gets a really good support option that synergizes with the Kalista pickup. I actually really love this from Kingzone.
Alistar now being focused, so they're not respecting that maybe the Gragas is just going to be a support in the end after all. Kingzone now, they could just further continue to punch.
I feel like you ban Galio over the Thresh here. I feel like that should be the option. I don't know. It's really hard. It's really hard. Kingzone, the final ban is going to be the Nocturne. I like it. Get rid of the anti-Kalista jungler.
Alright, well. Nocturne now taken off the table. DAMWON Gaming. Will it be the Thresh or the Galio?
Galio. Yeah, well, it's going to be Zac.
Okay.
They just, they move away from that entirely. As DAMWON, I feel like, may have realized that, hang on, that could be flexed to the jungle. It's not going to be in the jungle. That's an insta-lock Rakan. Someone please go down there and let Tucson know that it's not 9.5 yet. It's not 9.5 yet. You don't go extra fast anymore.
Maybe he's been playing him on live and then forgot that this is indeed still 9.4. We've seen Rakan picked sometimes, usually though accompanied by Xayah whenever it is being picked up.
Yeah, and in fact, I believe it was Kingzone that utilized it. I think they picked the Xayah Rakan, but I can't be 100% sure about that. I'll have to go into the match. Yeah,
with Aatrox. It was in one of the highlights.
Yes, okay. See, I knew it.
We had that.
I just wasn't confident enough.
Going for us, and now on DAMWON Gaming, they pick up Aatrox.
And it looks like he's not going to be heading into the jungle now. It's 2 seconds to go, and we move over to the Riven. He could be! Oh, man. I mean, Canyon loves his Riven jungle, but I just want to see Flame play it. I'm not going to lie to you guys. Looking for something to fix up the damage profile here for Kingzone. Of course, they do have a Gragas that can add a bit of magic. But Rascal, thinking about heading towards the Rise, could, of course, be going into the hands of Pawn as well. Still a flex pick. Flex is everywhere on both sides of the map, as the Camille is the decision that is made. That's an odd one.
It's very interesting because Rise answers both the Riven and the Aatrox up there in top lane.
Rascal's the only one that was successful, actually. I mean, Linderung tried it. It failed completely. Yeah. But Rascal tried it, and it worked really, really nice.
This is a byproduct of all the top laners, for the most part, being pretty bad. We'll just say that. Not the players, but rather the champion pool is so awkward right now that champions that have only been consistently gutted and hit are still being picked, and some of them are starting to resurface, such as the Camille.
Yep.
Even though she suffered several nerfs that were mostly aimed to target at her jungling ability, but like the attack speed nerf and whatnot, stun onto monsters and yada yada yada. But she's starting to make her way back, especially in Korean solo queue. So we'll have to see what they want to do with it here.
Hang on a second. I actually feel like maybe the Rakan is genius when you pick it with a Kalista.
You just throw it on them and then
you get the knock-up with the
right
Fate's Call, and maybe the delay on the Grand Entrance will just guarantee the double knock-up at the right time.
There you go. Can't see that.
Oh my god,
Well,
Tusen's actually a genius.
Riven, LeBlanc, Ashe, and Thomas Kench. This is the definition of all-in. Now, there's some scaling quotation marks on their team, but really, it needs to get ahead. It needs to utilize the Hawk Shot. Because on the flip side, you got Camille, Gragas, Yasuo, Kalista, and Rakan. Definitely a lot more comfortable to take these champions into the 30-40 minute mark.
And do you like knockups? Because there is a hell of a lot of knockups. On this Kingzone squad, Bon will be able to pick his poison as we load into game number 1. Woohoo! Kingzone faithful in full voice today. LOL Park is practically full. Surprised for the first series, not as surprised here for this one. 4th versus what was 5th. The beginning of the day, Kingzone wanting to even up games with Hanwha Life. DAMWON looking to pull ahead from both Hanwha and Kingzone with a victory here.
Looks like it's going to be a 5-point start opening for both of the teams. No one getting frisky right off the bat.
Wow, that's a lot of 100% win rates for the bottom lane and the mid
loss
lane.
Rate
and 100% loss, just 100%.
On the side of Flame. So
Canyon at a 50-50 with the old Riven, but we know what he's capable of. I'm not entirely sold. Feels like he absolutely loves blind picking this jungler.
I like how Riven is one of the champion picks that Korea has truly embraced here in recent weeks, and yet the true king of the jungle that is Karthus just goes completely unnoticed.
Any opportunity.
You know, I love it. Anytime I can squeeze that in there.
Yeah, I know. At least we don't have to reset ranked every time we're here. That's already happening. But, oh no! That just means now you've got what you wanted by talking about it. It's like, you know, you're a pet that you're not very good at disciplining, and you just give them what they want because you're not very good at it. That's what I feel like, you know?
Well,
terrible. Reset
ranked is one of the best things that definitely has happened. So maybe there is Karthus on the horizon someday.
Potentially.
Someday.
I don't know whether someday will play.
Nope.
Yeah, not much.
Keep that away.
Not much of a top lane pick. As okay, Nuclear and Hoyt are going to have a hard time in this lane. It's Def's Kalista, but it's also just Kalista. So Sunghyun was having a great time on the pick on the bottom side of the map. Flame up here towards the top side is also having a good time.
I'm not having the best time though. Atlas seems to have figured out how to CS in the mid lane.
Well, I mean, he also can't approach a minion wave. Ranged versus melee makes it a little bit tough. Spawn's gone for the fleet footwork as well. We've seen a little bit of this. That's what he's opted in for here on the Yasuo to help him try and survive. But I think he's going to need more than that.
Hawkshot ends up coming out, scouts the entire route. And this is one of the things that I think is really underrated about Ashe in competitive, is that there's already such good access to early vision, but the Hawkshot really just adds insult to injury. As Canyon, he finds Cuz right now.
Well, Flame has found Rascal, but that's not what he wants. Hookshot is going to be available. Tactical Sweep comes in. That's a really nice fadeaway with the Umbral Dash, but still not a great turn of events there for Flame. Cuz going to be taking his popcorn chickens. Canyon not going to challenge at this stage because he needs to head up towards the top side because Rascal is bullying his good friend on the top.
Yeah, this is actually a really good prank right now.
Yep, Rascal's going to get the stun onto Canyon. Aftershock is going to wear off, though. Tactical Sweep is down. There's the headbutt. Sorry, the body slam, but it's not quite enough. Canyon gets the Valor Shield, and now they're going to try and turn it around. Rascal in trouble. He flashes. First blood goes to Cuz. And that was just a beautiful juke out. Infernal Chains is going to keep Cuz alive, and Flame is going to be able to move away, but Pawn, he wants in on this one. There's the flash in. Pawn's not going to get the kill, but Cuz will pick it up.
This is a really bizarre turn of events. Gragas getting both of those kills is going to have a massive recall once he comes off the fountain with those Predator boots, and he's definitely going to have easy access now to Canyon's jungle and counter-jungling. Yasuo picking up that assist there was also quite clutch. And this was a really unfortunate series of events. It almost looked like Kingzone were just trolling almost to the point. They knew that Canyon was coming. Rascal took so much damage, the Aftershock ended up wearing off, but then Canyon walked right into what he must expect is a Gragas. Right here, they're locking up Rascal, but then Flame not able to land the final Q.
Yeah, it's just a good flash.
Yeah.
And remember, Cuz actually didn't flash body slam earlier on, so he's able to lock Flame up. The Yasuo is going to use his flash, so certainly opportunities for Canyon to follow up with a gank. But accelerated Gragas is actually worse than you may first anticipate, because you don't think of Jungle Gragas as doing a whole lot of work, but the more items he gets, and you can see that's an accelerated Amp Tome and the Chili Smite already completed here for the Gragas, he's going to tear apart this jungle. He's going to be ganking every which way. And currently, he's over towards this
Ocean Drake being picked up here at 5.5 minutes.
The best time to get an Ocean Drake is in the early game.
It really is.
But Pawn doesn't have inside track. Showmaker should be able to make his way down here. It's Cuz, only level 4, and that Dragon is going to reset, and Canyon's going to get a cherry on top as Scuttle Rivers is going to be taken. Rascal Infernal Chains comes in, and he should be in a great position, but 38 CS to 25 means that Flame has been able to turn things around.
And so now, despite the 2 kills, there's only about a 400 gold lead, actually, for Kingzone, although there is quite a massive minion wave coming in down here in bottom.
Yeah, Deft should be able to grab that one, but Canyon looking to follow this minion wave forward. Nuclear is going to take a fair bit of damage there, but Battle Dance gets Tucson out of the way. And that's another Pierce that Deft is going to follow up on, and now thinking that he can dance his way down. Ribbon's on her Krug camp, so not going to be able to help just yet as Spawn. Okay, finds himself an ultimate. Cuz is taking a long time to come down here. No flash is going to be utilized. Showmaker says, all right, that was fun, and moves on out.
And it looks like Pawn made his way over to the Honeyfruit plant and wants to pick that up and stay within the lane.
Well, Predator comes in. Yeah, World Ender is just freely picked up, as now Flame is going to have to play with way more respect here against Rascal. I love that from Cuz. Just gets a World Ender and says, thanks for that, mate. I'm going to go back to my jungle.
Yep. Looks like actually he is interested in staying around here in top lane a little bit longer.
Yeah, wanting to shove this lane forward. Nice little double tap there as he threads the needle, does Flame. But Rascal's happy to use his health bar here, not too worried about the situation, wants to get a decent back. And should be able to do so. 12 CS behind is the Camille. Should have the Tiamat on this back though, so farming is going to be a much easier prospect for this guy, and picks it up there as you can see.
Tushin now coming over and clearing out the vision. And DAMWON Gaming, they're doing a pretty good job in a lot of the lanes right now. Top lane obviously having the most success, especially after that early hiccup.
Yeah, feels like it certainly shouldn't, right? That's against the run of play, especially with what Cuz has been up to. And Canyon is just headed towards power farming, and he's having a great time as well. So the Gragas going to go back, should be able to get fairly close to picking up his Runic Echoes. Spawn is going to get chained. It is going to break those chains, and yeah, there we go. Runic Echoes now completed, huge spike for Cuz, but unfortunately, no access to this blue buff, and Showmaker is going to be able to go over and grab it. Free delivery there.
This is a new little trend that's been starting, the Ionian boosts, very early for a lot of champions, getting access to that early CDR.
Yeah, interesting that it comes out on the LeBlanc of all champions.
Yeah. Showmaker gonna be able to have 2 blue buffs though in mid lane. He's gonna use this one, and eventually as this duration ends up expiring, he's gonna be able to get the next one. So the extra CDR is essentially converting into damage. It's not the Sork Pen boots, but he's gonna get Additional rotations. Oh, hold on here.
Yep, Mimic Chains is going to proc there as Kuz. Predator is in effect. He does have the explosive cast, but they need to wait for the distortion to be on cooldown so that no funny business can ensue. World-Ender not available yet for Flame, but Rascal has him underneath the turret, so probably not in too much trouble there as Hoyt and Nuclear are going to back away. Could be an opportunity here for Kingzone to head towards the Dragon, but Scuttle Vision is there and there's even a ward. Here in this brush, Spawn wanders on in. I think Kuz may actually have been unspotted. There we go! The double knock up, the instant kill on the ribbon. That was stunning! Very similar to what we saw yesterday from BDD and Score. This time it's Pawn and Kuz.
And that's a really nice pickup right there. They're going to convert this into an Ocean Drake here at 10 minutes.
Oh, the double last breath. That was some next level stuff. Really well played by the Kingzone jungle mid duo. And they even grabbed the extra objective for it. Def says, I want an assist killing this dragon. Puts one stick in it.
Heads back down into bottom lane. DAMWON Gaming now sending out the Hawk Shot. They're going to see that the Raptor camp and the Krug camp are both up, so now they're going to know that Gragas is en route to those camps. One of the next high-level plays would be to just go immediately down into Drop, look for a bottom lane gank, and then convert it into a scuttle capture. Probably not going to see that innovation applied here, though.
Not just yet, as we are going to get the really cool pan camera, and there we go. That's what we wanted to see. Kuz even flashing over with the body slam. That's all she wrote.
Yasuo pressed R.
Yep.
And then he pressed D.
Hey, but also...
Yeah. Hit me with
Gragas pressed R. Oh. Then he pressed E. Then he pressed F. And it was
amazing.
It was that full combo of both of those champions doing those things that made it look so good.
And they were essentially point-and-click abilities.
Yeah.
Like, so.
I mean, Kuz definitely, because they were being held up in the sky by Fawn's point-and-click ability.
I like it a lot.
Oh,
on.
that stab off. Yeah, okay. Maker comes on in.
Ooh.
Okay, does use the stopwatch. Canyon coming on over, but not going to be able to do it in time. There's the grand entrance. They wanted to use it onto Hoyt, though. Quickness does come down. Def can't quite catch up. He's not fast enough. The exhaust at a great time. Fate's call at an even better one. But now Def could be in trouble. The Devour on cooldown, so they can't eat Def. And Tucson probably does have the Battle Dance back available. They're trying to bait in here for Kuz. No flash on the Gragas, remember. So that body slam wasn't going to be followed up on. The Kingzone do have now the help of their jungle. Canyon moving on in, but Vision available here for Kingzone. DAMWON don't want it.
Game going back into a relatively passive state now, most likely, as ultimates are expended by everyone. The only action that could end up actually happening would be in middle lane. Also interesting to note that it does look like Gragas will be going into the full AP glass cannon build, so they definitely just want to light someone up immediately
Actually,
with the
really
Gragas
like
Yasuo combo.
I like the fact that he turns 2 kills worth of gold into damage from the jungle. It means that if he ever meets Canyon, he can just bop her to death. Throw kegs at her and things like that, so feel good about it. You can see farming out the jungle relatively nicely, and Sorcerers are now picked up as he goes back home. He even has a stopwatch there to keep himself alive. Stopwatches to bear in mind. Kingzone, 1 for Deft and 1 for Kuz. On the side of DAMWON, they've only got a broken one. So if there is a skirmish around this 15-minute mark, could be a difficult one for DAMWON Gaming.
Well, Rascal still struggling up here in the top lane. Not losing any turret plates, though. That is the upside.
Yep. Fawn just dashing around this lane. Puts the cannon creep on cooldown, but has himself a tornado. Keep everything okay. Picks up the cannon creep very nicely. As Rascal is fighting Flame, and Infernal Chains is going to mean that he's not going to be able to get up to the Aatrox. But you can see the Tiamat is really helping Rascal get the wave under control. Flame will continue to have a gigantic CS margin, which I think is so beautiful, because he is the man that invented, or was the reason why Flame Horizon was invented all those years ago.
Right now here, a Cloud Drake coming up in a minute and a half, but Cousin Pawn maybe just want to start the Rift Herald. Camille
Pawn?
has prior...
He's his cousin? It's adorable. Just smacking down on
I was like, wait a minute, wait.
Rivers.
Hold on, did I say IDs wrong or something? I
No.
didn't quite understand, but
I was like, LS, wait, is he your cousin? You were talking about having such a relationship with Deft, you know? Like, maybe Pawn also is someone that you know very, very well. But no, I got a little bit overexcited.
You know
but
what
they
say
are going to be able to
sometimes
take down Shelly.
when you get excited.
KT loses?
Yes.
Yeah. They didn't yesterday, though.
No.
Yeah,
But I don't think anyone was excited.
Yes. Hey, I was. You know, Score played really well.
That was nice
Yeah.
to see score return.
Exactly. Glad he's feeling better. As Shelly is still in the back pocket of Cuz. We'll see whether they utilize her. Not going to be getting any turret plates for it, though. So that's going to be important for DAMWON. They don't have the advantage anymore, and in fact, Showmaker does get the Electrocute proc here. Wants to take down Pawn, but he's going to be okay.
Pawn definitely has to be a little bit careful. He's now within lethal range of the LeBlanc. He's healing back up, though, quite a bit. He's going to eat the fruit plant.
Yeah, Honeyfruit comes in and does have his flow back up to full, so that tiny little shield should help as well. I like talking about basically irrelevant statistics on champions. Okay, Void Canyon. I believe are spotted, as that's going to be the ult, but Pawn not going to follow up.
That was a very questionable press of the R key.
Yeah, I'm glad that Pawn didn't go in on it, because that would have been a dead Yasuo.
Yes. That definitely would have not been the most pleasant experience. As it looks like Kingzone really want to maybe make something happen.
Okay.
All right.
Pawn just sets it up for himself, and that's a very dead LeBlanc. Okay, all too easy. I love watching Pawn play Yasuo, man. He is so aggressive. So aggressive. And now Shelly is going to smack down this mid-outer turret. And where does Showmaker go that's safe? Because if Pawn can just do that and kill the LeBlanc, he now has almost a 20 CS advantage. She's going to be dead for another 15 seconds. Shelly gets another charge. I mean, when Yasuo gets a Sterix Gauge, what do you do when he's in a side lane alongside Rascal? The 1-3-1 is almost impossible to counter for DAMWON.
I mean, I guess one of the questions that I want to ask is, what is DAMWON doing in this game? Because they're not doing a whole bunch of anything. The Riven is arbitrarily running around the map for the first 15 minutes, not really accomplishing anything, stealing some XP from the laners.
Died twice.
Okay. Look at this. Now, I was talking about Blastoise on stream a little while ago about how Malzahar can't get buffed because he has a point-and-click ability on his R.
Yeah.
Yasuo has a point-and-click when he has his Q up and just ease onto the opponent. So
feels like 100% accuracy horn drill. Is that what you're saying?
That's looking like Malzahar if he grew out his hair. That's what I'm getting here.
It's just another skin. We're getting really creative now.
There needs to be an Ultron Malzahar skin.
Oh, that's a really good one. Damn, I feel like it's once a broadcast. You're like just finding money for Riot Games.
This is it.
Amazing.
This is great.
Well, Control Ward going to be cleared here. And it's a Cloud and Drake. I almost said Cloud. Very sorry.
That would have been
a
tragedy.
I know. We've got to keep this synergy happening. As Deft is actually going to dive forward onto Hoyt. They're going for the right target here. Wrapped up with the quickness as Showmaker actually going to use the distortion defensively. Arrow lands onto the Calista in the backline. That is going to spell the use of the teleport, but Deft is still dancing around. Rascal gets himself right in the middle of the fight as now Flame with the World Ender just ends the Rakan, and now he wants more. Dives onto Deft, but can't actually complete the kill. They do get away. It's going to be one pickoff onto the Rakan, but Deft is still alive. Can't re-enter the fight, but DWG Gaming are also limping away from this, and Pawn's at full health.
Yeah, and Pawn looks like he wants the fight to end. You can see he definitely went quite a ways away from his team right there as they were entering back into the river, almost as if to say, hey guys, let's just end this. I'm going to go into mid lane, shove the wave, we're going to get the crash, steal away the Wraith camp, and then we can go back onto the Cloud Drake. And at that point, Tushin will have almost re-arrived now at the fight, and they're going to pick themselves up the Cloud Drake.
Yeah, I really like it. Even able to save this outer turret on the bottom side, Deft gets the lifesteal up. He can re-attend to the fight. They're able to clear out all of this vision and free movement speed over to Kingzone. Not exactly the highest priority Drake, but now they're going to have 2,500 gold in advantage. This was great from Flame after Tucson does get a decent engage here. I mean, the timing for the teleport was good, but just not quite able to finish off the Callisto.
And the chains end up going down there. The real tragedy here for Kingzone is they can't find a proper knockup for Pawn on the Yasuo. Yeah. And so with him having a lot of the team's gold right now, as well as Cuz, not having the best of times inside of this fight, they did manage to end up weathering the storm right there. And now, after the Clown Drake, we get a real dragon. Infernal.
We do.
The next one that does end up spawning.
Yep, 4 minutes. That one's going to be on the Rift, so keep your eyes glued to the clock. 24 minutes, and that is when the Infernal is going to be available. Will be a fight, but will be when the Baron is also up. So we'll see where Vision is going to transition to. Look at all these zombie wards showing that DAMWON definitely did want to get a fight around that dragon area. They did get one, but they were only able to nab 1 kill, and they lost a dragon for it. So I'm still going to call that worth for Kingzone. Chunking out Deft was great at the start of that fight, though, and you can see what a win for DAMWON looks like, and that is going to be part of it. Deft can't flash, and it's going to be a problem. You remember in that last fight, Deft didn't actually have to use it when there was an Aatrox on top of it. Still able to put him in the world ender passive before anything went wrong.
Well, now at this point, no true objective up on the map. Probably not a reason to fight. Ash Arrow is down. However, Canyon and Flame may be looking for a kill onto Rascal.
Yeah, and actually really good top laner sense there. There was no vision, but Rascal able to move on out of the way before Canyon comes in for a gank. That is going to provide some space for the bottom lane outer turret to be taken here from Kingzone, but the trade should ensue. Not enough minions, actually. So that is going to be a tempo advantage moving over to Kingzone, as it's been for the majority of this game. Rascal even happy to move up, but I don't think he's aware that Canyon is there. Not going to get the knock up. Infernal Chain's not going to arm. And that is a full health Rascal, and that's a teleport. To end all teleports, that says no to the 3-man dive, and Tucson... Actually, it was Tucson coming on from there. Okay, so Fawn doesn't actually have teleport. Spellbook Rakan. Trolling me again.
DAMWON Gaming now looking to push the mid lane. Ash, Enchanted Crystal Arrow almost available again. 2 minutes until the upcoming dragon. You're not quite sure how far away Showmaker is from the Zanya's Hourglass, but as long as he picks up a stopwatch, it's essentially the same thing as long as the Seeker's Arm Guard is fully stacked. On the flip side, though, Ash is almost at her second completed item. And so right now, if you're DAMWON Gaming, there's no real reason to look for any sort of a fight until you have some of your item completions, unless Kingzone ends up really misstepping somewhere.
I really like what Kingzone are doing here. They're taking the standing gold on the map where they can get it. Flame moves back up towards the top side, does have his ultimate available, but doesn't quite have flash. But now he's going to realize that there's a lot of members up here, and I don't think he's going to have enough time. Does actually get the ult off in the end as Pawn. Arrow is going to land. It's onto the Gragas, and he's going to get locked down very, very quickly. In fact, can't do anything until the stopwatch does come in. Pawn trying to tank up the damage, but Def's now being exhausted. A lot of damage now available, but Def gets CC'd, and that could be the big problem. It is the Camille getting one, but the Callista is now dead. Not going to get hit by that, but Rascal is going to fall.
I think that's Baron.
Yeah, Pawn did use this recall to get back home, but now he's a long way away from this Baron pit.
They have Smite available, and there's no teleport on Rascal.
Here.
You have Thick Skin on Tom Kench. Yeah, I don't know what they're doing here, Atlas. I'll be completely honest with you. You have the Thick Skin on Tom Kench. You're able to definitely get that Baron. It's not even a question. Rascal does not have teleport. There's no way Pawn would be stopping you. We'll take another quick look at the replay. They commit so many resources to the Aatrox ultimate, get hit by the Enchanted Crystal Arrow from relatively far range, and you can see the wind wall not able to really do that much. Cuz flashes away last second, doesn't matter, gets clapped anyway. That was a massive shutdown going over to Canyon. Def doesn't have flashes. He had to flash the Enchanted Crystal Arrow from earlier. In Kingzone, not
Pawn with a disappearing axe.
Yeah.
I like it.
Not really quite sure what to say, but on the flip side, DAMWON Gaming did not seem to realize that they likely could have taken the Baron.
It was a very early Baron, and they didn't have a lot of health bars, so I do understand as Tucson that was so beautiful. Avoiding Cuz from taking too much damage, it means that they can actually contest here on this Infernal Drake. If they can get down, actually a lot of damage. So Canyon's able to secure it. The first relevant dragon goes over to DAMWON. Feels like they're rolling pretty high here after winning that last fight. Able to transition it into an Infernal, the only real thing that they managed to get in response. Rascal's got most of his items down. I mean, he does have the Tiamat and the Trinity Force. That's when you do start to fear the Camille a little bit more. On the other side of it, Flame does have Ghostblade and his Black Cleaver. So 30% CDR there for the Aatrox, and he still has that item advantage.
I just realized that skin on Tom Kent turns dark red when he eats.
Huh. I thought it was purple.
It's purple, I think, when he eats an ally.
Oh, yeah,
red
purple.
when he eats an opponent?
Yeah, that's it. I thought that was mostly just the stacks from the opponent coming in there, but I think he can just eat a minion at any point, so... Huh.
That's really
strange
weird.
that he turns red.
That's an awkward... You know, true Tom Kench users don't use that skin. That's what, I'm just gonna throw that out there. You have Coin Emperor.
Yep.
And you have her.
Yeah, I don't really like the monster skin.
Yeah. Not in my book.
Yeah, I wasn't much of a fan of the show either, to be honest.
No? Would do you like Gordon Ramsay?
I do.
Okay. You like Kitchen Nightmares?
Yeah, I'm a little bit more of a Jamie Oliver fan because I just like the food. I don't really care about the berating people that much, but he, you know, he is interesting. And I like his opinion. As Flame and Rascal going for the 1v1, and now, thankfully for DAMWON Gaming, they've got that thing called an ultimate, and then the flash into the arrow is just bad news. Here for Rascal, had no opportunity to use the ultimate to get out of anything. Now Kingzone, they spot that there are 3 people on the bottom side of the map. They want to try and get some vision control around the Baron, but that's about all they can get. Pawns topside doing the Yasuo thing, taking down some minions. But now DAMWON have run of the map.
Kingzone don't really seem to have an idea of how they want to transition right now at this stage of the game. It looks like Yasuo is going to try to raise the top tier 2 turret by himself, as they will be forced to concede the mid-tier 1 turret here, and we'll have to see if DAMWON Gaming actually want to press on here.
DAMWON, it just feels like they've finally hit the outscale button here against Kingzone.
This is the one opening. Yasuo relatively far away from the Gragas, though. It would have been a dream ultimate.
Oh, no, but it doesn't actually happen. Is special delivery on the Ashe, though, and you'll take it if you can get it. Nice heads-up play. You could tell that Cuz wanted to wait for the Yasuo, but if you can just pick away the Ashe, get him away from the Devourer as well, that's exactly what you want. I've seen this picture-in-picture before. He was in a Kingzone game, and Flame is going to be able to take an inhibitor turret. They should be able to trade it for a Baron, but can they?
Oh, man.
Inhibitor not going to go down. It should be a 50-50 here as Canyon wants to get on over the wall. It is Cuz that secures it. Canyon should be going down as he's locked up with the last breath, and Rascal buying time. Stopwatch is there and saves himself as Fate's Call comes forward. Kingzone get everything. Yeah,
Kingzone get the Baron. They get everything that they could ideally want. Now they're going to be able to recall. The inhibitor will be saved.
Yeah,
so
that's sort of what I meant. They didn't lose. They lost the inhibitor turret, right? So it's not everything. Nice work from Flame, but still, it's a great news story here for Kingzone fans. Not going to have to worry about super minions pushing on the bottom side, so this Baron power play could actually be a big deal.
We'll take a look at how this all ended up transpiring. Rascal taking a very aggressive trade onto Flame, but then not respecting Thomas Kench coming in there with the nuclear delivery. Rascal.
The hitbox of the arrow is really fat. It's a real fat arrow.
And then right here you can see Cuz. I guess Hoyt didn't have Devour available?
Or thought that they were going to go in the same direction.
Yeah,
that was Cuz just picking the perfect position for the cast. That was actually just Cuz being good at the game, guys. That's what that was an example of. And yes, Hoyt could have done a premeditated Devour, but you don't want to put that on cooldown. It's not one of those willy-nilly things, you know? It's like a flash. I feel like if you press that button, you're committing to it. Didn't want to. Kingzone now pushing up, Baroned up minions towards these inner turrets. Rascal going to be splitting in the 4-1. He's going to be the one to try and take down this inner turret. Tom Kench going to go back home, looking to refill on some vision. DAMWON desperately trying to hold off this minion wave. It's one siege minion. It's going to be there as what the heck was that burst damage?
That was a...
That's a large amount of... was that a pierce with a bunch of Ren stacks? Like, that looked silly.
That was... That drink did a lot of damage. Yeah. I am not quite sure what to make of it.
You got to watch out. Def might have his Q back up again. As Bond's looking for these tornadoes, not going to find them just yet. Last Breath back available once again. Low cooldown at this stage of the game. 16 is the level mark as Tucson catches him. Oh my god, out of the sky! This is why this man picks the Rakan.
And that was a really big pick off for them right now, as DAMWON, they're already struggling to resist this Baron, and now with 35 more seconds on Showmaker, both of these turrets should be all but guaranteed to fall now, as the top inhibitor going to be raised. You can see Rascal running backwards to tap the Baron minion wave in middle lane as Kingzone sets their eyes on mid turret. Showmaker not around. This is a 4v5 if they take it.
Yeah, Flame still very strong, but he's going to get knocked up. The Devourer is going to be in there, but Hoyt should probably fall down. On the backline, Nuclear is just going to die. Not a lot of options, nor are there for the Tahm Kench. And Kingzone may even just be able to win the game at this point. It's an Aatrox, it's a Riven, and now Showmaker has respawned. It could still be a difficult task here for Kingzone, but it looks like they want to go for it.
Those Gragas cues.
Yeah, Flame comes on in. Rascal just dives onto Showmaker. He does have the Zhonya's Hourglass. Good knockups, good CC from Kingzone, but Showmaker makes it onto the Fountain. Canyon is the unlucky one in this exchange, as now Deft finds himself way too far up, and another Last Breath, and Deft is still alive. I don't know how he managed to do it. QSS comes in, but he dies from something. Not entirely sure what it was, because that does get rid of the Ignite.
And this is a really interesting game
no, he
point.
didn't have a QSS. Never mind. I don't know what that was. Oh, no, he did.
He did have a QSS. I was really surprised that he still died.
Yeah, I'm really surprised
sure what ended up just happening there. Oh, it's not over yet.
Well, Tucson wanted to find a blast cone. Does use the grand entrance, but that's an arrow to the head. That's not the knee. This one actually kills.
That was a headshot.
Yeah, boom. Oh, man, I missed that show.
FPS Doug.
Oh, so
boom,
good,
headshot.
man. So good.
Everyone runs faster with the knife.
Pure Ownage was just, it was ahead of its time. Or it was at exactly the right time.
Just
I'm not entirely sure.
Watching an FPS Doug video on YouTube, I think yesterday. Yeah.
Where he's just running around his house
yeah,
with a knife.
Yeah.
It's too good.
That one.
This play was also too good.
Yes.
As
Showmaker
Tucson is just a pretty good Rakan player.
Getting caught right out of the sky. DAMWON, they elect to take a 4 versus 5, not wanting to wait on Showmaker. And just look at the damage that Gragas ended up doing right there. Nuclear just got, well, I mean, he got nuked by the Gragas, so.
I feel like Gragas is making the LCK look good again. Think about it. You had Life at the beginning of the season, Tucson alongside him, actually having some amazing Gragas support performances. Score yesterday, just setting up the 1-2 punches, the return ganks on the top side of the map were just beautiful to watch. Now we've got Cuz just running a masterclass on how to murder everyone. He's got a needlessly large rod as jungled Gragas after his first 3 items.
It is quite large.
Yeah, I mean, like, I feel like I've gone back 5 seasons, and now it's like we're watching Gragas in the mid lane.
AP Gragas.
Yeah, dude. Oh, do you remember those scary times? What was the counterplay to instantly dead?
It was before my time.
Was
I
it?
joined season 4.
Oh my god, I keep forgetting like how late that is. That's really late. Nidalee mid? Did you get Nidalee mid?
No. Oh, yes! Right at the very end.
Alright. Evelyn mid?
Yeah, actually.
You had some
before
of the
her. Yeah.
I switched to AD carry after Evelyn wasn't a mid laner anymore.
Sad times.
Yeah, less fun.
You know, I actually think back to Evelyn mid, and I actually can't help but think that the level of skill or the gameplay had to have been low for that thing to exist.
Dude, it was incredibly low. That's why I was playing it. Things were great. Rascal looking for the flank here as Flame could be in trouble. He takes so much damage, and Rascal still at full health. In goes Deft. He does find the Fate's Call, and somehow Canyon just dies as an afterthought. The Aatrox also dead, and this is a beautiful team fight from Kingzone once again. Tucson is at the helm. Cuz could be deleted, but goes into his stopwatch. I believe it's Zhonya's now, as he's a man of a lot of money. And Pawn is going to be able to take down some vision. This is going to be Nexus turret number 2 going down, and the Nexus to follow. Kingzone do it again, and they make it 3-0 versus DAMWON Gaming.
The Yasuo pick was absolutely fantastic, but the Gragas really getting the ball rolling everywhere. Camera's on Pawn right now, but if Cuz does not get the MVP here, something's rigged.
Absolutely.
He got the ball rolling in top lane. He got the ball rolling in mid lane. He pressed the R key for mid lane.
Yeah, he did.
And then Pawn pressed his R key, and his R key was touching Cuz's R key.
Oh, no, but you remember, yeah, I mean, that happened, but then there was the E key with the F key in the middle of it, and then the Q key right afterwards.
My God.
I know. It was beautiful, and Cuz was just in the right place. Like, how often do we talk about Cuz being the player that carries Kingzone? Literally never.
Yeah.
That never happens. Definitely not in 2019. This is fantastic to watch. And also, this is a Kingzone that made a gigantic mistake.
Yes.
That fight on the top side of the map, yes. I mean, afterwards, DAMWON probably should have taken the Baron and won the game.
Right.
They didn't. Kingzone came back. They're the ones that made the Baron play. They're the ones that kept a steady head. And we don't talk about this as much here in the LCK, especially not at this point of the season, because steady head is something that you talk about for like newer teams, newer players, things like that. Kingzone shouldn't be one of these teams, but they are, because Pawn plays around tilt almost every single game, right? But this game, he looked relatively unflappable, and that's a really scary thing to deal with, because his Yasuo was great, especially towards the end of that game.
I hope that we actually get a replay of the last fight, because the thing that I said, what about, so confused is I thought that Riven was in stopwatch when she got ulted by Yasuo. But obviously, had that happened, we probably would have had a pause.
Yes, yes.
But
so probably wouldn't have
maybe
been.
my eyes deceived me, so...
Did she actually have a stopwatch at that point? I thought it might have been...
I thought she was golden when she got knocked up, so I wasn't quite sure what was going on.
It's perplexing.
There was no Bard in the game.
That is certainly...
Brad is not here.
Yeah, that's
Brad
right. And
left
also,
the
Tempered Fate probably would have saved you from the last breath as well. So, very strange. However, I felt like Tucson was also certainly one of the players that would be deserved of an MVP purely because he picked Rakan on 9.4 and made it look like a good champion.
Well,
oh my God!
Gragas
jungle did the most damage in the game.
The Yasuo actually did very little damage for how much he was set up early on. Gragas jungle coming in hot. Riven, not Karthus.
Dude!
Let me just, any chance I can.
Over 4 times
the amount
of Riven's damage.
Yeah.
Guys, let's settle down and think about what that means, right, for 1 second. Riven, only a damage champ. One ability doesn't do damage. And the Gragas, over 4 times. Just insane. Congratulations on your MVP, cuz we are going to go to a short break, ladies and gentlemen. When we come back, we'll see whether Kingzone does it again.